Sunday, November 26th. And I'm here to make this video solely on the differences between the surgeries. And the reason why I want to make this video is because of all the just negativeness when it comes to the surgeries, both, whether it be sleeve or the bypass. I don't know too much about the dual switch or the other ones, but mainly I want to focus on the sleeve and the bypass, because the majority of us on these in these support groups have gone through either one or are headed towards doing one of the other. And a lot of people get on and ask questions on, which one should I get, or why did you choose what you chose? And I think that a lot of people mean well, and a lot of people take pride in the surgery that they got. So unintentionally, they tend to either downplay the other surgery, or they make it so scarier than it is or it should be. So you may or may not like this video, and I'm gonna try to be positive and say, well, then keep it moving. At the end of the day, I don't care. I think my sole reason for doing this is just to give my opinion, because this is all my opinion, but I am coming to you guys with a little bit of facts that I researched before making this video. So anything that I'm going to say is something that I researched prior, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to be accurate, because I think a lot of people get on here and give hearsay information, what they heard or what they've seen and experienced in their life. And that's okay, because we all talk about our experiences and we're all going off based what we've went through. But I think sometimes for these new patients, they need some facts, some reality. And I think that doesn't happen a lot. So let's start. Okay. So first of all, I had the bypass in July. I'm alive and I'm doing okay. But let's go on into the differences between the sleeve and the bypass. So with the sleeve, sleeve patients feel are typically, let me rewind. Again, I truly and 100% believe that this information is general to the research that was done. So this is common to people who are successful, or just, I think that these are common things amongst what bariatric patients they've researched and they've found. But it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to happen to you, or has happened to you, or will happen to you. It just is general, and I just wish people would understand that these things are general. They've happened to a significant amount of people, so they feel like this is a side effect, or the research has been done to show that some of these things are possible. But it may not be you. You may be a sleeve patient who feels hungry all the time. But in general, sleeve patients are supposed to feel less hungry. So a sleeve surgery takes less time to do and is less complicated. And a lot of people like to use the word invasive. I like the word complicated because the procedure it clearly doesn't take a lot of work to do. So that's a great thing about the sleeve. But with the sleeve, from what I've done in my research, and it's more likely to regain weight. That's the information that I'm finding. Sleeve patients more likely regain. And since I've joined a lot of these weight loss support groups online, I see a lot of those posts of sleeve patients regaining, or not just regain, but they have to then switch or get a revision to bypass because of some complications. They both have complications, people. They both have complications. They just differ. So with the bypass, it is well known that bypass patients absorb less minerals than the sleeve. That's because we're not using our stomach anymore. So we have to keep up with that. And that is a side effect to the bypass. And I knew going in that I would forever be taking my medications. Now, I hear a lot of people talk about malabsorption and bypass patients go through that. Yes, they do. You want me to tell you why? Because they're not taking their damn vitamins. For real? Yes. Malabsorption. We already are going into this knowing that we absorb less minerals, but we will be just fine as long as we take our vitamins. And I think sleeve patients have to take their vitamins too, don't they? Yeah, they do. So bypass patients tend to regain less weight after 2 years. So regain, not that bypass patients can't regain, because they can. It happens. And I think they happen to those people who just, fall off. But if you're sticking with it, we're less likely to regain. The health benefits of the bypass are slightly better. And I believe that and I believe the statistic for the why that is slightly better is because they also rate it that it has the highest reduction in comorbidities. So the bypass is more likely to help you reduce any of those comorbidities that you have than the sleeve. And I think that's why they feel like it has a slightly better health benefit. And so bypass patients have additional side effects and complication risks. If you're a bypass patient, we all knew about this. We all went into it understanding that we are most likely, we have more risks. That is, we have those risks. And so doesn't the sleeve have risks. Now, I want to tell you what people don't talk about. They always talk about the differences of sleeve and bypass and all this. But the similarities of both is what people don't talk about, and they actually make it seem like they're different. So weight loss is pretty much similar 2 years out. But hopefully within 2 years of the bypass and the sleeve, we'll most likely we have lost the same amount of weight or a significant amount of weight to get where we want. So to me, that just says both surgeries can be successful. Recovery. Now this is one I see all the time. People talk about how recovery is so different with the sleeve and the bypass. While the sleeve takes less time and the bypass takes more time to do surgically, recovery, I still believe that recovery depends on the person, but we kind of go through similar things or the same thing. Same pain. We have the same diet and activity. We have the same time off of work and time to full recovery. That's what it states in the research, but I still think it is individual. Like, I didn't recover as quickly as I thought, and I was also very shocked at what I was going through. So people are different in that aspect of recovery. Our bodies are all different, so our resilience is going to be different. But what we go through, or the rules of what we go through for both surgeries, are the same. So the downsides to both the sleeve and the bypass are that they come with complications. They come with side effects. And it states that most of them are the same. And this is my last similarity, and I think it's a big one for people to know, because when new patients hear that the sleeve is less invasive, they think, oh, it's safer. I'm going to be safer. I'm going to go into this and it's going to be safe. But the reality is both have a 99.8% survival rate. So that just goes to show you, invasive or not, you're not going to die. Or we have the same survival chance from, the sleeve or the bypass. You have the same chance. I like to educate people that, when you think of invasive, when I think of invasiveness, I'm thinking of people removing my organs. Okay? Sleeve patients get half of their stomach removed and stapled. Whereas a bypass patient, we get our stomach rerouted. And we're now using a new stomach. But my old stomach is still in there doing a new job. So, yes, was that invasive that they rerouted my stomach? You could say that. But is it not just as invasive that they're removing a part of you? The whole point to this video for me is that I think both bariatric surgeries are positive, they're meaningful, and they change lives. But I don't want someone who could benefit from the bypass to get the sleeve because they're hearing other sleeve patients give them this false information on the bypass. Because it's not all that true. And I think that people run from it out of fear. It is the gold standard of bariatric surgeries because it's the first. It's been done the longest. And it has more research. And yes, I heard someone, or I read somewhere that someone said the sleeve has been being done for 30 years. That's wonderful. That means it's successful. It's doing its job. But again, it wasn't the first. And they made what the bypass was different for other people. My thought of it is this, and I've seen a trend. Women and men who are morbidly obese, I would say, whose BMI is 55 or more, tend to sway towards the bypass, and surgeons tend to want you to have the bypass because we have the most to lose. And I say we because I was morbidly obese. My BMI at the start of this journey was 59. I'm now at 43 BMI. And I was definitely educated and made the decision to do the bypass because of the education that my surgeon gave me, and because of the fact that my BMI was high and I have so much weight that I want to lose. Not that I couldn't achieve that with the sleeve, but I wanted to make sure that I also had some restrictions. And for someone like me and people who feel like they need that restriction, dumping sounds like the greatest restriction to have. And trust me, if you haven't experienced dumping, it'll fucking deter you from eating that shit again. Believe that. So yeah, we have restrictions. Yeah, we have absorption. Let me show you. Like you see right here, I was losing a lot of hair right here. A lot. And I still a little bald, but my hair is growing back. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm using, minerals just like many people, and it comes back. So just please, people, both surgeries are wonderful. But please don't second guess the bypass. Don't make it seem like it's this scary big monster. Because there are plenty of us bypass patients out there who are thriving, who are doing well, and who are slaying, babe. Slaying, losing the weight. And there are so many sleeve patients out there getting it and looking great too. We're all survivors. It is individual. I cannot stress that enough, how individual this is. Because what one person goes through, another person won't. And a lot of the complications that some people have come across on their journey, like the bypass patients who are malabsorbed and who have all these complications, some things just aren't guaranteed. There is that 1% of people. At the end of the day, both surgeries have given many people their lives back. And when you get on here and someone really wants to know why you made the choice, tell them why you chose the sleeve, not why you were afraid of the bypass. I think that's what I want most. You're not gonna give it to me. I could care fucking less. But I will make sure people understand that the bypass is not as scary and not as complicated as many people want to say. We got to follow the rules, people. Okay? And that's that. But again, when people want to know why you chose your journey, tell them, I chose the sleeve because for me, I felt it fit my lifestyle. Not that I chose the sleeve because I didn't want to be malabsorbed all my life. We are not malabsorbed. Like, please, people, or malnourished. I'm sorry. We're not malnourished. We're obese people. Either way, have a happy Sunday. Stay blessed. Keep losing. Keep fighting. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Next year, I won't even be recognizable. I'm doing this weight loss, bypass and all. Have a good day.